Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shetler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
This Friday, July 4th, is the annual tractor pull at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney, powered by Champion Seed and sanctioned by the ECI Pullers Association. Friday, July 4th at 6:30 p.m. in Sigourney, Iowa, the Keokuk County Expo 4th of July celebration tractor pull, followed by the fireworks at dusk. Be there! Make plans to spend the night of the 4th of July at the Keswick Tavern, as Luke Fox will be performing live from 8 to 11 p.m. with no cover charge. The show will be outside in the alley. Stop by and enjoy some live outdoor entertainment with Luke Fox at the Keswick Tavern. Luke is an Iowa country artist who plays Americana, roots, traditional, folk, and a whole lot more. So wrap up your 4th of July at the Keswick Tavern with Luke Fox from 8 to 11 p.m. The Sigourney Car Show is Saturday, July 12th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the beautiful Sigourney, Iowa Square. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, tractors, golf carts, whatever you've got, bring it to the Sigourney Car Show. Early registration is $10 and $15 the day of the show. Plus, you'll get your photos taken in front of the Memorial Fountain for $10 from 9 to 10 a.m. or 3 to 4 p.m. You can drop off or mail your registration to Keokuk County Economic Development at 112 West Washington Street in Sigourney, or get more information at the Keokuk County Economic Development Facebook page or their website. It's the Sigourney Car Show, Saturday, July 12th from 10 to 3.
This is the Death Dealer, and you're watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
This is Trent Hammer, and you are watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
Wrestling fans, if you want the best wrestling news, you want to watch Shotgun Wrestling Radio. This is James Jeffries, and tell them that I sent you there. Yeah!
Hey everybody, this is Brock Anderson, and you are watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
What's up, baby? It's Ricky Bronson, your favorite baller and beer drinker, baby, and you're watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
Hey, this is Mason Grayskull, and you're watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
Hey, this is Jared Thumb, and you are watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
This is Augustus Draven, and you're watching Shotgun Wrestling Radio.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Shotgun Wrestling Radio. I'm your host, Zach Takis, and tonight we are continuing our road to the Hall of Fame weekend as we are still just under a month away. So a month from this time, the Hall of Fame weekend will have already passed. We'll already talk about how much of a great weekend we had. But the man I'm welcoming in tonight, he's going to have a very big role here at the Hall of Fame. He's been to the Hall of Fame many, many years, and this year he's really going to bring something special to the Hall of Fame show. Talking about the owner of SICW Wrestling, the one and only Mr. Herb Simmons. Herb, welcome to the show tonight, sir.
Hey, Zach, thank you, and thanks for the invite, and thanks for all of your listeners that helps keep professional wrestling alive.
Absolutely, sir, absolutely. And as I mentioned, this year you got a really big role as opposed to just kind of coming as a spectator and maybe bringing in a few of your guys to take part in the actual show that had in the past been run by Troy Peterson and Impact Pro Wrestling. And at the end of last year, I believe it was, Troy announced that he's going to be stepping down from running the weekend, and now we got something new coming to the weekend. So what does that mean to you to be able to bring your SICW championship program into the Iowa area, especially the Hall of Fame weekend?
Well, it means a lot. Troy Peterson and I have been friends a long time, and he has a great organization, and he had been doing the wrestling event at the Tregastes reunion for, I think, about the last 14 or 15 years. Yep. And he just decided he wanted to take a break. And so he threw my hat in the ring along with Gerald Briscoe and JBL and a few of the other people there at the museum. They've been down to some of our shows in the St. Louis area. And in fact, they were down there at our last SICW Fan Fest we had, and they like the product that we have. And I'd like to thank for 52 years I've been promoting that we do have a reputation out there, and I'm looking forward to bringing it to Waterloo, Iowa. I think we got a great card pretty well put together, and I think the fans are going to be just as impressed as they have been in years past when Troy was running it.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. So about 2 weeks ago, we decided, or a little over a month ago, we decided we're gonna move, and just so happens the weekend we're moving the big stuff is gonna be the Saturday of the show. So this will be the first time since 2012 I'll have to miss the actual wrestling show of the weekend. So that kind of bums me out a little bit, but when the wife says we got to get moving, wife, you got to get moving. But thankfully, I'm gonna be there for Thursday and Friday, so that'll be still a lot of fun. But yeah, I think just based on what I've seen from you guys, and just it looked like the Fan Fest this year was a huge success. I mean, just the stuff I saw on Facebook from a lot of people looked like it was a lot of fun.
Well, and to piggyback on what you said, the old saying is "happy wife, happy life."
Yep.
So you got to take care of family, and because there will always be more wrestling down the road. And yeah, FanFest 3 was great. It was a big hit again this year. Takes a lot of work to put something like that together. But I've like I said, for 52 years, I've been promoting professional wrestling, and got to work with all the greats out there. And and that's why I'm so happy that Waterloo, Iowa, continues that with the reunion they have there, the Hall of Fame. People like Gerald Briscoe and JBL, and they always got the special guests that they bring in. I mean, it's always great. It's a great networking tool. If you're a wrestling fan, you need to put it on your bucket list to come there July 17th, 18th, and 19th. To Waterloo, Iowa, because that's where the hot action is going to be, not only of that reunion, but of SICW.
And honestly, you look at this year's list, I'm going to go ahead and run down some of the attendees that we have coming here this year. We have, obviously, Gerald Briscoe. We have Wes Briscoe, B. Brian Blair, Al Getz, who was my guest last week on the program, JBL. This year we also have Ron Simmons. So you have one of the greatest tag teams of all time are going to be in attendance. Eric Bischoff, who I had the really great privilege of interviewing here about a month or so ago. Medusa is going to be there. Tank Abbott. Of course, Thunderbolt Patterson, Tony Gurria, Dr. Tom Pritchard, Greg Gagne is going to be there. I mean, and David Crockett's going to be there. I think that one's going to be huge for a lot of old school wrestling fans.
Well, and that's why I said it's something for everybody. And I'm also, Demolition, we're bringing them in. And also the Boogeyman. If I had him at our Fan Fest, and he was such a great hit. People stood in line for hours waiting to see him. And so I think he brings a different type of character. And of course, with Demolition coming in, people will want to get autographs and pictures with them. And I'm looking forward to it. I just really think that, Gerald Briscoe and him, Gloria from the Hall of Fame, and everybody just works hard up there. And it's such a family-oriented type operation, and it's everything is kind of all right there together. You go down to the museum a few blocks away, but everything's right there at the Sullivan Convention Center and attached to the hotel, and you can't make it much easier than that, I can tell you.
And that's the one thing that's great about the weekend. I say it all the time here on the show. You park your car in the parking garage, and you pretty much don't need your car until you're ready to leave Saturday night or Sunday morning, whenever it is that you're leaving, because everything that you need is there's great restaurants in the area. There's everything right there at the convention center. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun and a very, very laid back weekend, as I like to tell people.
Yeah, I heard last week that my good friend, the Baron von Raschke, is going to be there.
Excellent.
So it's always great to have the Baron in the house, and the wrestling match. I mean, we've already announced the one big main event, the popular James Jeffries, the high flyer, the young talent that just pleases the fan each and every time he's out there, is going to be going for the SICW Central States title against Big Nasty Glenn Williams. And that's going to be in a lumberjack match. So anytime you have a specialty match like that, I might get some of those legends to be at ringside and keep guys like Big Nasty Glenn Williams inside that ring.
And I've seen some of Glenn's antics before. I definitely think he's gonna need it. I actually have him booked to come on the show next week. So if you're not familiar with Big Nasty Glenn Williams, make sure you tune into the show next week, because I think it'll be a good way for a lot of you to get familiar with Mr. Glenn Williams. He reminds me when I was watching some of the SICW stuff over the weekend here, Herb. He reminds me he's very old school in him. You know, he's got the great build, great talker. I mean, he just really reminds me of one of those old school great wrestlers that people I think would just love to hate.
Well, he's a graduate of the Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. Wrestling Academy. And I know a lot of your listeners out there remember Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., the father of Randy Orton, the brother of Barry Orton. His father, Orton Sr., was on the first wrestling card back in 1959 at Wrestling at the Chase in St. Louis. So the Orton family is a long list of history. And so Glenn graduated with high honors from his school. And I can assure you, Bob taught him all the tricks of the trade. And by gosh, sure keeping it. I don't always agree with it, but he, for some reason, thinks he can build his future on breaking the rules. And so far, it works fine. But he's that thorn in my side. And that's why I'm hoping this match that James Jeffries, as they say in the old days, takes him to school.
And again, I like to call James Jeffries Mr. Waterloo, because anytime he's in Waterloo, whether it be for the Hall of Fame show or for other promotions that like to run in Waterloo, James gets one of the biggest reactions you'll see just about anywhere in the state of Iowa. The folks in Waterloo just absolutely love James Jeffries.
Well, and what a great individual. I've had him at SICW many times in the past, and the minute he walks into the arena, the crowd automatically gravitates to him. He's got such a personality, and then when he gets in between them squared ropes and that squared circle, he lets his action speak for him. And I mean, the guy can wrestle, he can brawl, he can fly, he can stay on the mat and wrestle. So I think somebody like Glenn is going to have their work cut out with the youngster James Jeffries. I'm really looking forward to it. And, you know, the prestigious Central States title is a title that people are chasing all over. And to have it defended in Waterloo, Iowa, I think, again, speaks volume for what SICW is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's going to be a great night. It all goes down here next month, July 17th, 18th, and 19th. If you have not gotten your all-access passes yet, head over to the George Tragos Luthez Hall of Fame Facebook page. I believe one of the very first posts you'll see, there'll be a link to where you can get your all-access passes, and the all-access pass gets you into pretty much everything all weekend. So that's one of the best deals you're going to get if you're going to plan to attend this weekend. Now, Herb, like I said, you've been coming to this weekend for a very long time, it seems like. What has it been for you about this weekend that you've enjoyed so much that you've become a yearly, visitor to the weekend?
Well, as I said, it reminds me so much of just the extended family of the SICW family. At our shows, we treat everybody like they're our family. And I think that's what the fans, I grew up on that type of atmosphere under the late, great Sam Muchnick and Larry Matisek and Bruiser Brody and people like that taught me the business, taught me how to interact with the fans. And when you come to a place like Waterloo, Iowa, everybody seems to know everybody. I mean, when I pull up in there at the hotel, the fans are waiting in the lobby. I mean, they're wanting to come up and shake your hands and take your pictures and take pictures with them. And of course, that's what we all do. I always tell my people, treat the fans like they are your family, because without the fans, you guys aren't wrestlers. You guys have nobody to wrestle in front of. And, you get there, the hotel staff is so friendly. If you need information, everybody's willing to help you. Down at the museum, the people that work in there, the volunteers, I've never heard anybody say a crossword. They're very helpful. This year we've got a seminar again going on. Les Thatcher and James Beard and people like that are going to be doing a big training seminar, which I'm really excited about that, because I told them that they pick out 3 or 4 of the students from that day, and I'll work them in on that wrestling card on the 19th.